So MJ, tell them how they did me. Tell them how they did me.
First of all, this room is wonderful. Okay.
She was like,
Elena is staying at a room like this.
With a balcony.
So when Yolanda comes in saying that they did her dirty, we're like, no, okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, Yolanda, relax. All right. Then we go to the room.
Hi, my name is Yolanda and welcome back to my channel. I have been sitting on this for a very, very long time. I'm a storyteller at heart. I get tired of thinking about racism. I want to talk about racism. I was going through some footage on a card that I have. I have difficulty vlogging in the classic sense, but I am a storyteller. So this is a story time / vlog, and it has to do with an experience I had about 10 months ago. I've been sitting on this for 10 months because I haven't had the way of telling this story that is consumable. Because I'm of the disposition of when I get angry, I get mad, I get big mad, and I stay mad. And sometimes I'm incoherently angry. So I had to take a trip to Palm Springs. Now, lifestyle for me, either nothing is happening and I have all the time in the world, or I don't have time and everything gets compressed. So this was a business trip. I had work to do. Also, doing a live stream, my first and only live stream here, and I was meeting up with some friends later on in the evening. One friend lived in Palm Springs or Palm Valley, California, and was nearby, and a friend traveled up from LA with me to go see our mutual. Anywho's, I get to the hotel. It's the Margaritaville Hotel in Palm Springs. Not my choice. It's not my choice of hotel. I am a Marriott Bonvoy bitch. I have 1 million points. I'm titanium, platinum, elite, super status. That's what I do when I have my choice. It's not my choice to go to Margaritaville, like the flagship for drinking culture in a hotel. That's just not who I am. What was done was done. So I go to check in. The interaction is flat. We are going to call her Jennifer because that's what her name tag said. It also said manager. Checks me in. She tells me that I'm in building 8. There are 8 buildings, floors each. Massive property. Massive property. And she tells me I'm in building 8. She gives me the instructions. She takes my credit card. To me, it's a flat interaction. Not overly friendly, but not overtly like I'm going to be mean to a customer either. So I get to my room and I know that things are wrong automatically. When I say I travel a lot, I travel a ton. I spend on average 80 days in a hotel for work, pleasure. I have wanderlust, so I like to travel. This is the height of the pandemic. I had to be there. I was being safe and responsible as I possibly can. A note, I have difficulty reading people and maintaining eye contact in real life without the mask. Wearing mask life, I'm kind of face blind. I have a hard time reading people's emotions, moods, states. That is heightened. That difficulty is heightened by the mask because I literally am going around not being able to read the room. I get to my room, I realize everything is wrong about this room. I am on the first floor. I'm facing a concrete wall. I am watching concrete drop from the second floor balcony onto the terrace where I'm at. I know exactly what this woman did. Meanwhile, I can have any parking spots in that whole area. There was me and maybe half a dozen other people staying in the hotel. I think they were at like 10% capacity max. That's being generous. And she gave me the worst room that you could possibly get on the property. I got upset. I know how these things work. I know why she did it. I turn around to go and say, hey, I'm going to request a room change. And my leg explodes. And I don't have time. I don't have time. So I'm like big mad because I know that this woman shaded me because I was black. We know when you guys are doing these things. We might question and not say anything about it, or, you know, pretend that it doesn't affect our quality of life on a regular basis, continuously. I know what she did. I turn around, I hurt my leg, and I have never had a lower leg injury in my life. I've rolled my ankles a few times. I'm a runner, but nothing as excruciating as the pain in my calf. When I say my leg exploded, it was in a hot, searing pain. Now, I don't know what happened inside. Like, there was blood pooling, but I wasn't able to take care of that until 2 days later when I got back home. I limp around the building and break back into my room. And I can break into my room because there's no lock to lock the sliding doors. And I had opened it to go like look outside. I had closed it back, so I was praying. I was praying that I could get back into the room. Now, why didn't I go back to the front desk? Because I didn't think the person at the front desk was going to help me. And that is saying something. That is saying something. I could have limped back to the front desk. It was equidistant to like walk around this building to go back to the front desk and say, hey, I'm hurt and I need help or whatever. I didn't do that. And I didn't do that because I didn't trust the woman that, you know, checked me in to do the right thing by me. I turn around to do that, but I can't because I'm in pain and I'm upset and I'm angry and I'm sitting in my emotions, and I know that I can't talk to people when I'm like that. So I try to go back and gather myself. And by the time I get around, break back into the room and try to contain my rage, I have to start working. I have to be on screen. I have to be in a Zoom meeting. I have to be collaborating with people, which is difficult in the best of circumstances. Being kind of trapped in your room and not being able to seek medical attention, knowing exactly how hurt I actually was, sent me into a tizzy. And then I had scheduled the live stream, and then I was supposed to meet up with my friends. So several hours later, and I will roll the vlog footage that I have, I, go to meet up with my friend. She checked into a second room. We are doing COVID protocols. We're wearing masks. Get to her room before I go to the front desk to fix all of this nonsense. And I take a look around. She has an upgrade. She has a suite. She has 2 sinks and a deep bathtub. Like, she's looking out on the courtyard. That's the preferred view. And, it's lovely. And there's no one around. There's no one around in the middle of the afternoon, early evening. This hotel, when I say there's no one parked in the parking lot, I meant it. There's no one parked in the parking lot. She's in building 4. And there was some activity in building 5. And when I say some activity, I saw 2 people walk out of building 5. Where she stuck me in Siberia, I wouldn't know it. If anybody was staying in the hotel, what I did know is that there was construction going on in the room right above me, and there was construction debris just raining down constantly from concrete. So they're working in this building. You could hear the noise. It was a lot. I see, the difference between her room and my room, and I get angry here. So I go back downstairs. By this time, Jennifer has left. There is another person checking people in, and I explain to her that I would like a room change. And she looks down at her, you know, and I explained, you know, the various reasons why. And she looks down at her computer. She's like, what are you doing in building 8? That building isn't even open. Like, she sees me keying in on, you know, what she's saying, and she gets real quiet. And she's like, you know what, miss, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to give you an upgraded room. We apologize, so forth and so on, profusely. Very nice. Very helpful. And I said, like, I'm not going to let it go. I'm like, what do you mean that building's not supposed to be open? And she, you know, she's like, listen, we're sorry. Like, she tries to keep it pushing. She keeps trying to keep it pushing. And I'm not trying to antagonize anyone, but it's stuck in the back of my mind. So, like, by that time, our third friend, MJ, it was Elena and MJ, and you're going to see them in more footage. Like, they were, like, listening to me tell them how horrible my room is. They were like, I was like, I got done dirty. And of course they didn't believe me. They thought, you know, like, I have a tone when I talk about these things.
It was probably like, who's excited.
I'm emotionally invested. I'm gonna need to know if he got that.
So MJ, tell them how they did me. Tell them how they did me.
First of all, this room is wonderful. Okay.
She was like,
Elena is staying at a room like this.
With a balcony.
So when Yolanda comes in saying that they did her dirty, we're like, no, okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, Yolanda, relax. All right? Then we go to the room, but we have to, like, go through the ghetto to get there first. Start smelling different, you know, the walls look different.
It smelled more chemical, like more.
There's a lot more cement in this area. I don't know. Anyway, we get there. It's like half the size of this room. She only has this small table. She didn't get a desk.
It was like a third of.
She got like half of the bathroom. And the door doesn't stay closed. Okay, it doesn't even close all the way, first of all. But then it slides back open. It's one of those like little bathtubs with a shower attached, you know, like from a rental. When you rent an apartment, you get that. That's what she got. And then we realized that that's where people go to probably commit suicide. Very depressing.
no. You know what? They probably found a whole lot of dead bodies in that room because it was the murder room.
The door also doesn't close.
Oh my God. It was the murder room. They fucking did me dirty, I'm telling you. Okay? You see that? That's a safety measure. Okay?
So shocked.
I was so mad. Look. Okay, my room didn't have that. My room wouldn't lock because I had to break back into my room. That bitch was trying to murder me. God help me. The murder.
That is light. That is funny. I'm a funny person. I have a funny way of saying things. And so they were like, you're just being dramatic, Yolanda. Like, you know, like it can't be that bad. It was that bad. It was that bad. So the next day, I'm going to say something to Jennifer. Like, you know, like I can't let it go because it was that bad. And I had corroboration. And I do this with myself. I play the reason why this is 10 months later, I play the Oppression Olympics internally with myself. Is this the worst thing that could possibly happen to you? This isn't the most racist thing that's happened to you this week. Like, it's not that big a deal. All the while, but like, this woman doesn't know if I'm paying for this room or if somebody else is paying for this room. I'm paying for my own discomfort. I'm paying for my own displeasure in a place where the selling point of going to these places is that it's hospitality. This is the sector of business that I have chosen to engage for whatever reason. So I should feel welcome. I should feel safe. I should feel like, you know, I'm wanted. And this woman went out of her way to open up a room in a building that wasn't even open and not safe. There was no lock on the outside. You know, anybody could have walked into that room. There was a smoking pit outside of my room. right there outside of my room. Anybody could have walked by, come and robbed me blind. I called it, they were like, this is a sad room. Like, they called it the suicide room. And I was like, no, it's not the suicide room. This is the murder room. This is like, I can doomsday with the best of everyone. Okay? At the very worst of this woman's bad intentions and ill will towards me, she was setting me up to get robbed. She was setting me up to be, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that a hotel employee would like put someone in a room that was not secure and have her friends come and rob the place blind. Okay, so that's the worst of it, right? I could have been harmed in this room because it was not secure. I was not safe. The very neutral interpretation of what this woman did to me is that she's just a racist and she wanted to put me in my place. And if I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, and I wasn't, like, it's incompetence. Like, either any of those three things is unacceptable to me as a person who, like, of my free will is giving you money to stay in a place that, is supposed to have a level of security. So when the next day, when I went to confront her, I said, why did you put me in the room that you put me in? I didn't accuse her of anything. I asked her why I got the particular room that I got. And she went into this, like, is there a problem with the room? I don't understand, like, feigning interest. And I said, that room is facing a concrete wall. It's on the first floor. It is across from housekeeping. It is right by an entryway or a point of egress. There's no lock to the sliding glass windows out to the patio area. There is the smoking stand, out there as well, right next to my room. I said, if this hotel is at 100% occupancy, you put somebody in that room and they're the last person to check in. I checked in early. And there is no one in this hotel. Most guests are staying in buildings 4 and 5. Why am I in building 8? And it's on the side where the highway is, where there's the maximum amount of noise. There's construction going on the second floor of that building. So I give her all of those reasons, and she is giving me the, I was unaware. That's what she had to say. Like, I was unaware that there was all of these problems with the room, so forth and so on. And I said to her, I know why you put me in that room. I'm not going to say it, but I know why you put me in that room. I said, I'm not going to say why you put me in that room, but I know why I'm in that room. I know why I'm in that room. I'm talking about my skin color. Joe comes in and he intercedes and he takes me to the side and he says that he's so sorry, and what he's going to do is he's going to comp the room for me. Awesome. Like, but at the end of the day, I told him I did not feel safe. And I felt that she was being malicious. He gave me his card. I haven't had an exchange with him because I haven't had the words to put how upset and how unsafe and how bullied I felt. And I shouldn't pay for that. And I've been going back and forth with myself about telling these stories or getting irate. But customer experience does matter. My experiences in general matter. Otherwise, you can do this to anyone. And it's Palm Springs. You can't be a person who discriminates and work in Palm Springs. Palm Springs is the gay capital of the world. Who get alienated, who are on the outs. That's your key demographic. You cannot be racist and or homophobic and work in this space. Like, you just can't. So, like, you know, for me, it's nice to get a free room. It was nice to get the money back. But at the same time, no one should be treated that way. And so, like, I think it's important to, A, resolve these things, 2, to get as public about them as possible until people start fixing themselves. And then 3, like, not discounting my own experience. I do this all the time. Did I die during this exchange? No. Like, and just that kind of thinking, saying I shouldn't tell this story, or I shouldn't express myself, or I shouldn't feel the way that I feel because it wasn't the worst of worst outcomes. Saying that my experiences are not important because I didn't pay the ultimate price. That's, you know, like, we're not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. And there's a danger in going public with this type of thing because I have to work with people in the world. One of these days, I'm going to get a regular job. Or, you know, I could stay here and do this. Like, subscribe, comment, engage. Your past behavior, your behavior online, your behavior in public impacts your ability to get jobs. It impacts your ability to work with people, make deals, and everything else like that. And you don't want to be the person who's always complaining about something. So a lot of times, Black people keep it to ourselves. We keep it to ourselves. I'm feeling kind of froggy, so I'm not keeping it to myself anymore. I think it's important. I think we need to discuss these things. I think we need to, you know, call it out when we see it. And the fact that, like, you know, like, I was explaining this experience to my friends, and they literally had to travel. They had to travel an acre or two to, like, come and see. Like, I was embellishing. I mean, I have a flair to my storytelling, but I was not exaggerating how bad in comparison my room was to, you know, someone who checked in at exactly the same time. And we are of similar demeanors. I would say, obliquely pleasant in my interactions with people for the first time. Everyone does get the benefit of the doubt when we first meet. Jennifer didn't extend the same courtesy to me. And this happens every day in every bit of this American life. Because it wasn't even the most racist thing that happened to me that week. I went to the doctor to get my leg checked out, and the nurse wouldn't even look at it. Like, not even look at it. I had to do a bit of talking to people and saying, hey, I really do have a problem. And yes, I really am in pain, and I need to know how to treat this. I was turned away from a hospital, a VA hospital. You know, of course, me being of the disposition that, like, I'm just going to try again. Like, I eventually did get seen, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle every day, and my struggle is valid. Now, what I have been learning about emotions, and I know it sounds funny, but negative emotions for me are difficult. I feel them often enough, but I don't know how to process them. I've been learning. I think you can see the green binder up there is one of my mental health workbooks about the usefulness of emotions, and that anger, when we are angry, it is our way as human beings of seeking justice. So when the Blacks, TM, get upset about unfair treatment, about losing opportunity, about not having opportunities, about paying for our own oppression, literally giving money to institutions and hotel chains and any interaction concerning commerce in this capitalist society that we live in. When we say we are unfairly treated, when we get angry about it, we are seeking justice. So my negative emotions are useful to me and useful to people who have them. So when I hear people are like, oh, you know, you need to be chill, it irritates me to my soul. You're saying that my experience, my emotions, how I feel does not matter. But the intention behind it. We are seeking justice. We are seeking justice. That is what we want. We want it what is right and fair. And there are so many impairments to that every day. This is everyday racism. It is everyday injustice. And the idea is that we live in an egalitarian society where all men, women, non-binary folks are created equal. I live in America, and this story is important. It is. So when y'all say a little racism, this person just did a little racism, as if there is a sliding scale of that shit. No. This is the everyday experience. This is the we can't have peace. We can't enjoy ourselves. We can't work. I have more. And these stories will keep happening. And if it keeps happening, I'm going to keep talking about it because holding it in has driven me insane. Exit out here. I feel 100% better already, having spoken about it. Thank you for watching the video. That being said, thank you for sharing this time with me. I feel intensely better. I hope this sparks discussion.
Hey, good morning. I am your low rent, low budget Michelle Wong, coming to you from Margaritaville. It is early in the morning. I just got out of the bath, but I thought I would just show you and contrast the footage from last night to the footage from today. Just to say that I went downstairs and I communicated effectively and got a room change and an upgrade. But this is the way it should have been from the very start. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the racism.